my internship next year, I would probably like to go to TSN or Sportsnet, even possibly a local sports radio station. I love talking about sports, so I mean, why not make a living while doing it, right? So if I could get a little bit of experience behind the camera on live TV or live radio, that would be great. Honestly, I could see myself as a host, and then after the show, if it's not a live show, if it's pre-taped, perhaps I could go in the booth and edit it myself as well, so I could be on both sides of it. My dream job in sports broadcasting would probably be front desk TSN or Sportsnet. Either one, it's not really too much of a difference. If anything, maybe a bit more towards TSN, just because that's generally what I watch in the morning. But I would love to be there just to talk about sports every day. Yeah, I do. So I know Jerry Howarth. He's the announcer for the Blue Jays baseball team on Sportsnet, which is owned by Rogers, and he's been doing that job for about 30 years. Quite awesome. So I'm gonna hopefully be able to go under his wing, and he can help me out, teach me the ropes, and I would really like for him to teach me how he actually does his job, just because he does it the old-fashioned way. Like he writes down stuff on paper. It's not all just emails, just in case the technology ever decides to mess up and it would ultimately screw him over. So I like that he does it on paper. He's professional, old-fashioned, and just gets it done. So I'd like teach me how to do that stuff. My favorite sports broadcaster. I would probably have to go. Oh man, that's a good question. I'd probably go with Jayon, right? Oh yeah. Um, I don't know. I like his energy. Uh, he's usually excited about everything. Seems like a decent guy. But mainly it's just his energy towards it and his attitude. Like you can tell that he has a true passion for sports.
All right, so originally I thought I wanted to go to somewhere in either Toronto or another major city in North America, like I don't know, like Montreal or something like that. But over the past few months, I've fallen in love with the region or city of Waterloo and Kitchener. I don't know exactly what it is, a region or city or town, but I really like Waterloo and Kitchener. It's a bit of a smaller market, like similar to like Whitby and Oshawa where we are. It's just a little bit different. They're a little bit more modern and like more like up on the times, if that makes sense. I sound old myself saying that, but they're just more like into like new technology and stuff like that. And I really like the city. And there's these two radio stations that are owned by a bigger company from Toronto called iHeartRadio, and they run like a hits channel and then an oldies channel. And I'd really like to go down there and try to work and develop a show for the college students in the Kitchener and Waterloo area on their hits channel, if possible. Ideally, I really want to host like a late night show similar to what you see like John Oliver and Jon Stewart do, but more for Canadians, like based like solely on Canadian content and only some international content. Right now, I'm trying to develop that with the help of some people at Rogers TV locally, but like for me, I would really like to wake up in the morning and be able to do like a 4-hour morning radio show. And then I would like to spend the rest of my time in the evenings, either with my family or working on a late night show or music or some other things that I like to do, like films and things like that. So I still think my dream interview would be Joe Rogan. And that's only because I really like take my whole interview style off watching his podcast and just how casual everything is. And they don't really like, I don't really believe in like scripted questions and stuff like that with interviews because it all seems so forced. I prefer just real like open, like sit down conversations that you would like have around like a dinner table, like while you're having a couple drinks with somebody. It's a lot more natural that way. So I really think if I could interview Joe Rogan and just, I don't know, kind of pick his brain about his life experiences and then kind of, just let him know that he had a huge influence on the way that I interview people and the way that I try to sit down and conduct interviews with other people.